Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 6 of our, what's the name again? Over the Limit podcast. Today, it's just Dries and me. We had together 3 races over the last 3 weeks. So we thought we have some points to talk about and tell some more in detail what went on and our experiences. So we have quite a bit to talk about, up and down, I guess.
It was a long 3 weeks.
Yeah, you did all 3 of them, so
Yeah,
you weren't home for
I was
3 weeks?
Yeah, 3 weeks. So Victoria was very happy when she saw me back.
That's what you think?
Yeah, that's what I hope. But no, it was long. It was a long 3 weeks, and well, at the end I only did 2 races because I was only reserve driver for one, but which was like. It was interesting to follow all the things and to know everything about our car and how all the systems work. But from the other side, it was also a bit boring because, there was not a lot to do. And believe it or not, I was training a lot in those 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's one thing I've since 2 weeks. I noticed Dries is getting a little bit more. I mean, you're asking me questions about food, and I see you're training a bit more. Am I being a good influence or?
No, not yet. But no, I am actually trying to improve. I don't want to become like you because you are, I think, for me,
it's not
a
possible,
bit
but yeah,
is a bit too much. And the things you try or do, you can do an Ironman and get obsessed by things which I don't. So I try my own way. But I like you explained. I asked for some advice and. I'm also actually having the same gluten and lactose, same thing.
No shit, Sherlock.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm trying that together with my girlfriend to because she doesn't have it, so it's a bit. I guess Jacqueline has the same, so it's you always have to make your own stuff. But
I always cook, so
yeah, and I don't really like to cook. I mean, I can cook a bit, but not so much. So we are trying this together, but she's helping me a lot. She's also trying herself some things, so it's good that I have the support.
We actually went for dinner at your place yesterday.
Yeah,
and had a gluten and lactose-free meal.
Yeah, she made that especially for us. So she's trying. Well, she's always helping, but she's trying her best, and hopefully. But I feel a difference. I don't feel better. I will not go quicker or something else, but. I just feel like
the farting is less, right?
Yeah, also especially in bed, and I just feel like my stomach doesn't swell so much when I eat. So I also look better. So which was very difficult because it was already so good. But at least I found a way to get it even better.
Okay. So first race you did. First race for BMW was Dubai, which you won. So we have the applause thing. No, the editor is not awake. It's my wife. Yeah, here we go. How was it? Because it was also the first time you drove the BMW. Was it M4?
Yeah, M4 GT3. No, it was good. I mean, of course, the level was not as high as, for example, it was in Bathurst last weekend, but we had a great race. And of course, it was difficult, to get to know everything, all the systems, the whole car, all the people, because there were some BMW people. So it was the first time I met them. Just trying to do my best and learn as much as I can. But the race went very well. I mean, I remember I took the start, and I know Mercedes was competitive like us. But yeah, the first stint, our car was really working really well. We had good top speed, so I could overtake. I started 6th or 5th, and I boxed first. So it was nice. It was a good first stint. And from there on, we actually kept the lead, and we were always fighting a Porsche because they could go 3 laps or 4 laps longer on fuel. So it was difficult for us to compensate on strategy. But then anyway, in that race, you sometimes need a bit of luck with code 60s, as you know.
I did the race once, and then it's I mean, not trying to be I said I did it once and I won and was like, okay, fine, I won it. Not necessarily.
Yeah.
It's a very hectic race. Huh?
Yeah,
A lot
it's
of traffic and
a lot of traffic, and you need a bit of luck. But I think
fueling is very strange as well.
yeah, this is really a pain in the ass that you have to go to a normal fuel tank to get fuel like this, which takes ages. But I think also our engineers, Wim, especially, he really put his mind on the race, and he found a way of getting a bit better into the windows all the time with these code 60s. That's why, I mean, we won it now for the second time in a row. And yeah, we won. So it was a great first race together with BMW. My percentage was 100 at that time. Now it's not, unfortunately, anymore.
How was it to drive the BMW compared to the Audi? It's a lot different?
Yeah, it's a lot different, and especially because the Hankook tires, it's anyway a difficult tire to drive on. But it was very different, of course. Having the engine in the front, we were lacking a lot of, what was it actually? I think traction and understeer. And we really tried a lot, and at the end we found the right way to go. So we kept further going in that, and then it really worked. But it was very different. I remember high speed was very good, which I think is the strength of our car as well. And all the slow speed, braking was very different. But at the end, we managed to do a good job. And
I guess you can now finally easily overtake cars on the straight, no, with the BMW.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
I remember racing them, at least.
for sure. And I mean, that was fun, very different, because like I said, I started a race and I really enjoyed my first stint, because of course, when you overtake 4 cars, of course you enjoy, but also the way, you were coming close on the straights, and at least you could try something on the brakes. It's not like with the Audi or the Porsche. Well, the Porsche is also not so bad on top speed, but
Depends.
you really have
Not in Daytona.
you really have to go for it. And now with our car, it's a bit more easier, so you can already get next to it. Sometimes by some cars, you're already almost passed before the braking. So it's a different way of racing, but it's really fun. And we just have to, now really try to work hard the next couple of weeks, months, to be able to get the car as best as possible in the window, because we still need to work. I mean, it's not like it's on rails yet. So, but I'm quite sure we will get there. But it was a good start for us, also for WRT, the team, to come in there first time, win, which from the other side, I would also think it was a bit of everybody then expects, okay, you won the first race, okay, what's coming next? Yeah. Even though because now, for example, the race will come and it will become even more difficult. So,
yeah, for sure.
But from the other side, it was a good experience.
No, I think it was pretty cool for WRT to win out the first time. I mean, they've shown that in the past already, even with LMP2. So
100%. But it was good fun. I was well, I know I was there in Daytona. We all went there together, but I think it was a bit of a struggle, a bit of a hustle.
Yeah, to say the least. And I think my answer is going to be quite long, but I'm going to try and take the time to explain a bit as well why and what, because I mean, by now everybody knows, or some of us know, it was due to mainly to balance of performance, or BOP, how they call it. But I think it's a difficult subject because on the one hand, like Porsche, and I think BMW is the same, they don't like when drivers talk about it or take a political standpoint in it, which, to be fair, I don't try to do, because anyway, it's not my part of the job, and no matter what I say, I won't change anything of that. But I think it's good to explain that some people who are not so deeply maybe into endurance racing, what it actually is. So to start off the answer, let's say. So in our sport, and endurance racing, GT racing, or LMP1, or whatever how you're going to call it, is called balance of performance. I don't know if I need to look at you or look at the people, because I feel like it's stupid explaining it to you. Which is simply a rule by the series where they implement rules to cars so that the Porsche with the back engine can drive against, I think it's a P-turbo BMW with the engine in the front, against a Corvette with a whatever 10-liter mid-engine they have. I don't know what it is, but basically they decide multiple factors on the car, like the engine restrictor, the air intake, which kind of decides your engine power, straight line speed. They decide the weight of the car. They go even further. They often decide the minimum ride heights of the car, or the wing angle, and sometimes even further, to make sure that all these cars are racing on the same level, because there's so many different cars, but also that it doesn't start to be a spending war, like people spending 10 millions or more millions to get a better car, which is very good for the sport, and to give fair racing. But you can imagine that it's a hugely political game. It's always a question from, are people or manufacturers really showing their performance, or are they sometimes on purpose for a race not showing performance to be better than the next race? And, I'm not going to go further into detail, but these things exist because it's a rule, and with like every sport, you try to exploit the rules, which makes it very difficult for the series, to be honest. I wouldn't want to be in the job to try and create a BOP for a series, because I think it's really, really tough. So BOP explained, we came with the new 992 GT3R to Daytona, which was the first race for this car in the championship, which obviously makes it very, very difficult for IMSA to have enough information to give the correct balance of performance for new cars in general, also the new Ferrari and the new Lamborghini. And they don't want, a new car to come and then drive 2 seconds away a lap from everybody. So generally, they tend to be a bit conservative in the beginning, which, to be fair, they go with the engine with the car to the wind tunnel. I think they put the engine on a test bench, and they have simulation numbers and so on. And again, this is outside of my job, but it's what I understood so far. But in the roar, so the test before a race, we were in the race 2.5 to 3 seconds off the pace, which we expected when we saw the balance of performance information before. But we just did our job, and we're pretty sure that we would initially, after this test, after IMSA gets some better data, expect to get a better balance of performance, a bit more straight line speed, because it was mainly, I think we were 12 kilometers an hour down compared to some others on the straight line. But we didn't. They didn't give us anything. The exact reason why, I'm not gonna get involved in that. There were some reasons why. IMSA had information, I think, which I thought were different than what we had. And a lot of people thought we were bluffing. Like, a lot of manufacturers, especially, I'm gonna keep it for myself.
Mercedes?
No, Ferrari.
Okay.
The worst.
But
do.
I must say, I know them, racing as well, well, not in GTE, but in GT3, that they always find a way to find more power, and always find a way to not show it to them, and always find a way to put it at the right stage at the right time. So, fair credit to them, because they played. It's not nice compared for us. When you're driving for Ferrari, it probably is. But at the end, they do. It's a credit to them to be able to do it like that, because this is something which, for example, I don't have no experience with BMW, but my Audi days, we never could do. So
No, same at Porsche. We always drive, and we don't have the biggest engine in the field, so there's nothing to play around. And since a couple of years, you cannot play with the engines anymore because it's all frozen. But at Porsche, I don't remember one time where we did not drive to what we could have. Of course, you can always leave a tent on the table by not going the craziest lap of your life on one lap. But here, this is literally what we had. And it was super strange, because I was still in the roar, believing and keeping also with the team, with Vav, I was like, come on, let's stay positive. Makes no sense to dwell on the BOP. It's going to be better. Let's just do our thing and try to be the best, best possible.
Did it work well?
Yeah, but then on Tuesday, they literally told us, yeah, it's not going to change. And I was like, yeah, but it might change for the race. No, like after practice sessions, no. IMSA told us it will be no change. And then that was like, I mean, Jacqueline was there. As like a flip of a switch. Because at that point you knew, okay, doesn't really matter what I'm going to do now.
Fucked.
Yeah, doesn't really matter if I go, I did, but go training or do my food correctly or look at data a bit more to find 210s, even that, or work on the setup to find another 210s. It's not going to change it because the only chance that we win this race is when the 9 others crash out. Because we were literally 2.5 seconds minimum of the pace.
But to be honest, because I know BMW had to sit, well, you and BMW were, I think, the slowest.
Not as bad as us, but they were still...
Yeah, they were a bit better. But I don't understand why. I mean, if I would be Porsche or BMW and I would get shown a thing like this, I already told as well in Daytona to people that why don't you then as a brand? Because basically you get fucked over. I mean, in a way, there's some things happen that, yes, I know, and then they have reasons, you have their reasons, but to be 3 seconds or 2.5 seconds, this is sorry to say, but it's bullshit, because it's, if you are half a second to 1 second off, okay, then you can maybe still be in the game. You never know what happens. But being 2.5, 3 seconds off a lap, you have no chance. You get lapped after 4 or 5 stints.
Yeah.
So having that big of a gap, you basically just get fucked over as a brand. Why would then you not? I asked this to some drivers or to people. As a brand, just go to the owners of the team, go to the investors of the car, ask them what do they think. Are they still, for sure they're not happy. Find a way to maybe give the money back and pull all the cars out, because that's the only way that you can fuck them back. Because I fully understand the BOP game and it's not nice, and sometimes you will be 2 tenths off and sometimes you will be quicker than others, but being 2.5 and 3 seconds off, this is...
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, that was a big topic within, the gossip between drivers and some team members here and there. But in the end, I don't know. If it was pure factory racing, I could imagine something like this happening, but it's customer racings where I think most of the money is already spent. And like for PFAF, for me, it's like, because everybody knows how badly I want to win Daytona. But the other 2 drivers and the team is doing the full championship. Yeah. And we'll come to the result later. In the end, they scored pretty points for the championship. Yeah. But yeah, other guys, I said myself, imagine I would be spending a budget for cars, $500,000 to $1 million, I think, Daytona. Yeah, it's quite expensive in America. You imagine spending this money and then driving around the back. But I was surprised that nobody pulled out of the customers.
Exactly, me too. Which,
in all due respect, is nice. And the thing what you say with the organizer, called IMSA or whatever, and that's why I don't want to get involved too much with it. It's all so political, because in the end they are the ones deciding this, and you need to give and take.
Yes.
And because Porsche was there at LMDH, it's the same people. You don't want to piss off. It's such a politic thing, which you don't even want to know half of it probably. Because that's what it is.
100%. And from that aspect, I fully agree with what you say. That's all connected in a way that for the LMDH and all the brands. But it's never fun. But at the end, it's
the race was.
It's part of a job, but
yeah, it was literally going to work and do your job. Yeah. And then even before the first stint, because I remember talking with Patrick Pita and Klaus Bachler, my teammates. And this was going to happen, but you go in the first stint and you're still like, nah, I'm going to show them or I'm going to try. And then you go out pit lane and then you see an Aston Martin just like 5 to 10 car lengths on the straight and you're like, yeah, nah,
it's not going to
happen.
No,
and that was like, you shoot yourself. And
this was clear. From lap 1, I think the first time they went onto the banking in lap 1, you could see.
Yeah, we lost. I remember I put it on Twitter. I think a lot of people reacted on it, like 5 or 6 positions on the first straight.
Yeah, It's a
It
joke.
was honestly at one point I said on the radio, it was at night. I mean, dangerous is a big word, but like I don't know, I was driving at like 4 cars passing me at the same time, left and right, and because you're just like slow
So
sitting
slow.
duck, I just lifted off and I was like, go, because our strategy was to just don't touch anything, stay clean and get points. So
Yeah, but at the end it worked well because you see, this is also the cool thing about 24-hour racing. If you just have a clean race, no penalties, no mistakes, you always finish in the top 10. Always. Well, unless you're like 6 seconds over lap, but
no, but we finished in the lead lap. Okay, you can also
yeah, you can also
only
just come back. How
only
many
do
times?
this in
How many
Daytona.
times you had to take it back?
5-6 times.
It's crazy, huh?
But we had one drive through for something, and besides that, like no mistakes from drivers, no mistakes in the pit stop. Strategy was always, we have a very good guy who does strategy. We did like an almost perfect race, and we were all very proud of it. But yeah, you come 5th, so it was very strange. And I saw a lot of people. I mean, on social media,
Annoyed. What was this one video? Who made this one video where he was driving
This
and
was
he got
hilarious.
passed?
Was this? I forgot the name of the team.
That was such a good video.
The real.
I was
I
laughing.
reposted it with Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
I screamed on the radio once because we were slow. We were even a lot slower than a BMW, which is sometimes already quick or often quick on the straight. And I don't know what happened, but normally it would always drive away from me like 3-4 car lengths on the straight as well. And I exit the bus stop like really on his bumper, and I mean I know how a tow and all works, but I've never had it like this. I stayed in his bumper the whole straight, and I gained like 5 tenths from the exit of the bus stop with the finish line, and like blew the best lap we had so far by, I don't know, 6 tenths or something. I was screaming on the radio, start finish, Ricky Bobby! And they're all, just trying to have a little bit of a laugh. Well,
You can just try to make the best out of it because you know it's going to be a long race and it's not fun. But they are sometimes there as well.
But I think a lot of people respected the team's effort in the end.
Of course, and at the end
you could also
you
just give up and
and you get stronger as well through this, and you become a team together to go through bad and good together. And from one hand, maybe it's not a right thing to say to pull it all out, but I mean just as a brand because at the end, like you said, it's a political game, and everybody is in their powers doing the best they can, and then to get a result, even before the race, to see a paper sheet like this. Something for me.
No, it was. I thought I was getting sick because I was so sleepy and lazy the whole time. I just wanted to lay. It was just your mindset which like flew away, even though you didn't want to. It's like automatic. It was very strange, but it's done.
How do you explain the feeling going into a race?
That was what I just told. Where's the applause tape?
No. Never mind.
How was it to be reserve driver? You said it was
It
boring.
was amazing. I really enjoyed it.
I didn't expect you to stay the whole 1.5 weeks. I thought Dries will fuck off after 5 days. Sport.
Well, no. At the end, I learned a lot on these 2 weeks. Even though sometimes it was really, I can be honest, it was boring. But I learned a lot about the systems of the car, how the car works, how the team works, how, there were a lot of important BMW people which I never met. And I think it was good to be there and to meet them. I even met the CEO of BMW, the number one CEO of BMW. He came to the race.
Okay, hey, Dries.
Yeah. No, I think, he didn't. Yeah, I think he thought I was a truck driver or something. No, joking.
But this is very often.
Yeah, they probably.
Night of Champions at Porsche, I was sitting next to one of the board members, the one who's responsible for, how do you call it, for motorsport. And he started talking to me, and he had no clue I was a driver. And then there was a presentation of LMDH drivers, and he said, I was like,
Yeah.
I think it's normal. They have bigger issues than
they
us.
are dealing with other stuff than our small issues. But No, it was good. I learned a lot of things. I met a lot of nice people. I met a lot of important people. And I had a fun time with all the drivers there. We had these few days off. We had some time off. We played some tennis. We played some golf. But yeah, to be honest, just meeting and then a lot of nice time with the drivers because I don't really know them so well. So now I know them.
So who's your most disliked BMW teammate?
I don't have one yet at the moment. At the moment, they're all
It would be
very
bad
nice.
to start there now.
It's Lawrence coming up again. No, but they're all nice, and everybody is really. I mean, they also helped me a lot, I must say, in coming in there to make sure to know everything, to know all the people, to know who I can ask this to, that to. So it's a very open, nice family. I must say this much different and in a way, a lot better than what I was used to, without saying anything negative. But it's a very nice feeling being part of this family. But
so what you're saying is you like Sheldon more than Calvin?
Yeah. No. Well, they're both similar, so they're both brothers. They're like us, so they probably think the same of us.
Yeah, probably.
What else did I do? I mean, for the rest, like I said, that's what the boring part was there as well, for sure.
I heard from a very good source that you still need some golf lessons.
Yeah, I must say, it was not my brightest golf day, not gonna lie. It was quite shocking.
This is like just there's a lawyer who does all the visas for the drivers to organize some a driver tournament.
A golf tournament, yeah. And we all teamed up. I was with Sheldon. Who else was it? Nick Yellowly and one more guy, Schandorf or something. So we played together. It was like a 4-man team compared to all the others. But it was not my brightest day. I took some lessons before I went to Daytona. So I was feeling quite motivated and quite secure, and I was, I knew my game. But as soon as I arrived on the training tee, I was shanking them left, right, and center, and it didn't go at all, and I was getting really frustrated. And then sometime doing like after 5, 6, 7 holes, it got better. And they actually sometimes used my ball because, you tee off and you pick the best ball. And then you hit another ball, and then you pick the best ball. It's like you can play different games in golf. It's not always playing against each other and playing the least amount of score.
Okay.
But this game was, I think it was called, I forgot the name. But you tee off, you take the best ball, hit the second ball, and then, every time you take this best ball. And a few times they took my ball, which was, probably they all fucked it up and they shanked it, and they just took the only ball that was left. But no, sometimes they used it. But I need some more improvement. I already took a lesson 2 days ago. I already got a little better. I know what I was doing wrong, which I didn't know back then.
Sometimes I have like a sneaky voice in my head, like maybe you should. And I'm like, no.
You should just. I mean, to be fair, I just really enjoy it because I just, I put my phone in the bag and I don't touch it for half a day.
Yeah, but that's what I do with cycling in the end. I mean, I also, not this time.
Yeah, but cycling is intense.
No, not always, especially not in the race week. Like, this year was an exception because I didn't go with other guys because we went back to the Dunedin. But, like, Daytona, Le Mans, or you just go out with 4 or 5 people and you go for an easy ride. For sure, sometimes you go a bit harder and play. But you go ride for an hour, have a coffee, eat something, and you go back for an hour just, to do a bit of sport, but on an easy way. If you cycle a lot, it's not exhausting in that fashion.
Of course. I mean,
and it's the same thing as what you do in golf. Your phone is away, you talk.
But that's what
it's not like we're racing on the bike.
That's what I enjoy. And golf, on one hand, is so addicting because it's so difficult. Mm-hmm. Like, it's really, really difficult. Like, to already hit the ball is, okay, now that I can play a bit. I hit the ball. It's not like people think that in Daytona I was not even hitting a ball. I did, but it just never went the way I wanted it. But it's just so difficult, and that's what's addicting about it, because you want to try to get better, but it takes so much time, and But oh well. I also picked up tennis with Maxime Martin. We went to play tennis.
Tennis or padel?
Tennis, but man, fuck, he is another level.
Yeah.
I mean, he is good in every game, and
I hate ball sports, or I suck at ball sports.
probably that. But he is just, if you go play golf, he kicks my ass. If you go play tennis, he kicks my ass. If we driving, well, I'm doing well, but all the other paddle, he kicks my ass. And
Does he wear diapers when you play golf?
No, golf not. He actually told me this in the golf game. You said this on the podcast. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm sorry, I didn't know I couldn't. So yeah, bye if you're listening again.
I'm actually surprised, and it's kind of flattering, how many other drivers listen to us.
Yeah,
because
but
they all know everything, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's fun to see because
Even the last episode which we did with our most disliked drivers, like I think Maro Engel commented something on Instagram like within 2 or 3 hours after released it.
Yeah.
So
I think also a lot of other people watch it and then the story continues. But no, I picked up tennis because, as you know, I played tennis when I was a bit younger, and I thought I was actually not bad when I was young. Of course, I lost a lot, but Max, he almost got into the Belgian Federation of tennis players.
Okay.
So he was really good. He still is good, but back then he was really good.
Okay.
So yeah, that was basically my 2 weeks. It was quite intense. I did a lot of training.
I saw you go running, yeah.
Running on the beach. We went one time together.
Yeah.
Did a lot of fitness. Was watching my food. Actually, I enjoyed the 2 weeks because I could take care of myself because I had fuck all to do. I had nothing to do. I went to the track, followed the meeting, and then I walk around for the track for 1 hour and I was bored because I had nothing to do. So I went back and then...
I mean, it's different for me because I love being in America and especially in Florida. Like, okay, I was there with Jacqueline and Emily. And we went back to Dunedin, where we always go to. So I would have just taken it as a holiday with some training, like you probably did. And like we went back to Dunedin between the race, and we stayed for 1 more week. And we've been thinking about this for years now, but this time again, it's like I wouldn't mind moving there even. Like 3 years ago, we almost bought a house there, and then we ended up doing this tiny house thing. And now we're again like, the weather's nice, and I just like America. It's just okay. It's going to be different when you actually live there instead of doing holidays, but everything's more relaxed. And I go for a bike ride. There's a good coffee shop every 5 minutes. You come back, you go on a normal bike or a golf cart where we stay, and you go to, for example, Cafe Racer from Jan Heij in the bike shop. Have a coffee and sit around in the sun and have an ice cream and go back. And I don't know, life's just more relaxed.
Also, the weather, I think, is a big thing in general, because when you wake up in the morning and you see it's a nice day, the weather is like 20, 25 degrees.
Always sun.
And you automatically can do much more nicer things than you can do here, because here
you're at the water and you see the ocean and
here it's 5 degrees. You don't want to go outside because it's too cold. Going training is not fun because it's cold. And I think this automatically already just changed your whole mood and how you want to do things in your daily life.
Yeah, and I think Americans are just more social than we are. Okay, sometimes, all the respect, you have some of the fake friendliness. Yeah. But if I go on cycle rides or group rides, I have more friends or people knowing me than over here, because they just all speak to you. So,
and this is for sure fun. And at the end, the life there it's relaxing. I actually searched it up a bit because I had the manager of Conor De Filippi. He was from California. And I asked him all the questions about how much tax is it in US. And
it's lower than here.
Yeah, and I checked the houses, but then this was quite expensive.
It's quite high at the moment, but I think it will come down
again. It will drop again, yeah. But
I said to Jacqueline, my ultimate plan is to... It's a bit of a cocky plan, but to win WEC and Le Mans, like, as soon as possible. Yeah. And then say, Porsche, can I go back to America, please? And then take my stuff and out. Let's see.
Yeah, or just, go this year in Le Mans, win it, and then fuck off again.
Next year, December, I'm out. So we'll have to do the podcast remotely. How was Bathurst? Actually, watched Dubai. I didn't watch much, to be honest, but Bathurst I did watch quite a bit.
Yeah, difficult. At the end, qualified P5. We got a penalty because of
I saw that. Why was it? Tire pressure?
Tire pressures, because they were monitoring the tire pressures, and we were monitoring the tire pressures, which, fair to say, I mean, it was the first time that they didn't use the tire heaters. So this meant you go out on cold tires. But then Pirelli said you have to be on a maximum of 1.4 to go out.
Minimum.
Minimum. Minimum. But this means that after 5-6 laps, you're 2 bar. And this is, as you know, is way too high. So I was getting so frustrated that, I mean, then why do you take the tire heaters off if your tire cannot last the thing, if you cannot do it properly, I'm not like, oh. But anyway, we got a penalty for that, so we started P10, and then I missed the first group at the start. I was stuck behind 2 amps, and then by the time I got by, because you don't want to shunt the car in the first 5 laps, I was so far behind. And then we were struggling, to be honest. We didn't have the pace as the Mercedes had, or the Porsche, but the Mercedes was just in a different league. Then we just tried to do our own race, make no mistakes, did the best strategy as we could. Of course, we, went to safety cars, and you can get your lap back there as well.
Mm-hmm.
We also could stay in the game. But as soon as the safety car was gone, we never got into the reach of the first 2. We one time were P3, and then we lost it to the Porsche again. But we never could fight for the first 2 positions, never in life. We were too far off. We were...
It's actually,
7
on
tenths
paper,
off.
it should be a good track for BMW.
And it was. I mean, on the mountain, we were strong. Not downhill part, we were not as strong as the Mercedes.
No.
We still lack a bit of rotation. This is what we... we still miss that slow speed corners. Just the front is not strong enough yet. High speed, we are very strong. And the top speed, we should be okay, but at Bathurst, we weren't. The offset needs to be higher to be able to be very competitive. At the moment, hopefully this will change during the year, which I think it will, but there has to come from 2 sides at one stage to understand our issue with the new car and the BOP side from the other side. So it's a bit of a mishmash at the moment, but we tried our best. We did a very clean race. Both cars finished P4, which were good points for the championship because it's a long thing with Kyalami, Spa, Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So for that reason, we did well, and it was again good to drive with Charles and Sheldon, who both did a good job.
I was quite impressed with Rossi, to be honest. I mean, I only saw that one stint, but he lost a bit over 10 seconds towards one of the two factory drivers in front of him on Mercedes.
He was really good. His first stint was really nice. I went to him after that. I said, man, hats off, great job. It was...
especially Bathurst.
Yeah, Bathurst first time there, cold tires. He didn't do this yet. He didn't go out in the race because it was the first stint. He did a really good job. And this was very nice to see. And also nice to see that, he's getting the hang of it better and better every time. He's very motivated, very eager to learn.
Does it suit him better, the BMW? It looks like it.
I think so. I think the BMW is very good for him and I would say M drivers.
Did you just call Rossi an M driver?
No, I said him and M drivers. To get to a confident level, easy, and then, the last 10th is always difficult. But I think this just gives him a bit of more trust in the car and can do a bit more what he wants. And I must say it's really working, because with the Audi it was always on-off, and it was a mistake there and a mistake here, and now it's consistent and it's always on at the moment. Like he never really had, even Dubai he was consistently on a good pace, but especially the first in the Bathurst was very, very impressive. Then afterwards it dropped a bit because it went hot, and then we lost a bit of performance on our engine when it got a bit too hot.
I miss being there. It's I haven't been there now since 3 years. I was supposed to go last year, but then it got postponed. Then I had a crash. And normally we would have had a LMDH test this year, so I guess that's why, or I hope that's why I wasn't there this year. But it's definitely one of my Nürburgring, Macau, Bathurst. Those are the three.
But did you win
preferred
already,
events.
Bathurst?
No, I know you asked me this question because you won.
No. I didn't know. Honestly, I didn't know.
No, second. I mean, 1 year we were very dominant. We were, I think, qualified on pole, and then we were leading all of the race. But with the Audi, and, we were very strong on the mountain, but we were very bad on straight line. And with strategy, I got into like
Oh yeah, I remember
second
that. With the Bentley and the
Yeah.
Nissan.
with 20 minutes to go, 30 minutes to go, and I mean, I couldn't get by the Bentley because on the mountain you can't really overtake, and then he was closing the door and Forrest
Elbow, yeah.
elbow, and then just the Nissan came and drove by the two of us in one straight. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I really hope to. I just also like being there. It's far, but it's a nice trip. It's
Yeah, the
cool to be
trip
in
is-
Sydney and all of this. So.
It's, yeah, I must say, Sydney is very nice. I did this when I went for the first time, when I won. No, but it's a fun track. It's a very nice track, especially if with the BMW, it was very nice. Yeah, but the trip is a pain in the ass. I mean, I'm now in 2 hours, my jet lag starts again. So by the time at 8, I will be gone.
It's all a mindset.
Yeah, I need to do some more meditation.
Yeah, I can do a meditation.
Yeah, maybe we should do it on Skype later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least you're not tired.
And then maybe I get alive. But the trip is long, very long. And the jet lag, I mean, the time difference. And to be honest, I was thinking about this. Very funny story.
Uh-oh.
I was driving in the race, and as you know, you start the race and the sun comes up. So I made this thing on my helmet where you have the sticker and you couldn't see the sun. And I was, driving lap by lap, and then I could see the sun slowly coming up. And next lap, it would be already there. And the next lap, it would be in my eyes. And the next lap, it was gone. And then I was just thinking like, fuck, time goes so fast. And then I was just driving in the car, even when I was driving, like, fuck, time goes so fast. I really have to enjoy life and blah, blah, blah. It was really weird. I also told this to Auguste. He also found me quite weird. But
yeah, slightly, maybe.
I was really just thinking about life and how quick all the time went. Because, from one lap to the other, the sun was just like so far ahead.
It's a lot of time to think about life when you're going around Mount Panorama.
No, I was thinking on the downhill straight.
Okay.
While I was actually going in a tow, I was just thinking about this.
Oh, life's nice. The sun's going up.
Oh,
I'm not going to overtake him this lap.
No, but just to how quick life goes.
Did you smoke a bit of weed before the stint?
No, it was very weird. I was just, and even then, going back, thinking also when I was driving to the airport, how different. I actually have to search it up when I get back home. Is the difference, like the time difference, and why is it always hot there and here it's shit weather? Yeah, well, it's interesting. Wanting to find out what it means.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, just what I was thinking. I mean, yeah, what else should I do?
No. What's next? What's next for you? You're going to Kyalami?
Yeah, I'm going to Kyalami in 2 weeks. Probably thinking about life. No, I'm joking. Yeah, 2 weeks, I think. I fly out on a Tuesday.
Okay.
Come back on a Sunday. Hopefully we are strong there. It will be high up.
Is that good or bad for a turbo car?
Depends what BOP they give us.
No, but there was like this rule, like altitude is good or bad for turbos. I don't remember.
I think it's 50-50. I think it doesn't affect us as much as a natural engine.
Yeah,
but
I forgot about never driven a turbo car.
It still depends how much boost you get. Because for sure you have to increase us a bit. But for example, the R8, you have to increase a lot.
Okay.
So this is the difference, I guess, as far as I know. And you?
I just came back. We came back from Florida, on Sunday. I had to go straight to Porsche, to Weissach.
Make a seat.
We made a seat first. We had simulator actually for our next test. Then we made a seat with Andrew and Kevin, which went very good. And then we...
You all fit in one?
Yeah, we all drive the same.
Okay, that's nice.
It's a tiny bit larger for me because I'm in length we're all the same, but I'm the
Skinny one.
skinnier one. It's called like that.
Whoever thought you would say this at one stage?
So it's better than that than putting in an insert and all of that. So we fit in the same. It was good. That's already good. And then we went to Mannheim, to where Porsche Penske is. We were building the cars and loading up we're actually testing in 2 weeks. And we had like a meeting with our first actual meeting with everybody there, the engineers, the data engineers, performance engineers.
Is it like a complete different people and crew than IMSA?
Yeah, it's completely different. I'm actually working with Adam Hardy and Maxime McQueen. I worked with them at Audi. And when I won Le Mans 18, was also with them. So I'm very happy to work with them. And they explained us a bit, the programs which we're using. It's a different program to watch data and tools and where we do meetings and debriefs and all of that. It's quite a lot. I remember Andrew was sitting there. I thought we were here to drive. Like we all had our own computer with an extra screen and all the programs. And I mean, it's good. I like doing that stuff. Gives a lot of tools to dig and to trying to be better. But it's also a very complex car. So there's a lot of stuff to.
Yeah, it's not easy. Yeah?
I mean,
I don't know how the Porsche works, but BMW is not easy.
The brakes and energy and nowadays you get more and more things to look at, where at one point you're also like, we have like a performance engineer say, you look at this and if you see something special, tell me. I look at my stuff, and because if I start looking at this, it's going to be a bit complicated. So next is in 2 weeks we go testing, and then my next race is a double race, WEC and IMSA in Sebring. So
what IMSA are you doing there?
So I'm doing WEC on the LMDH car, first race. 1,000 miles of Sebring it's called, on Friday. And then on Saturday is the IMSA race, and I'm doing again third driver with Faf.
Ah, okay. Do you do all the endurance races or not?
Yeah, so Daytona, Sebring, and Petit Le Mans.
Not
Watkins Glen. But I'm only allowed to jump in the Faf car on Saturday morning and warm up. So they said I can do this, but until the race ends on Friday in WEC, I'm not allowed to go there or do meetings or whatever. So from Saturday morning, I'm free, and then I can go there and catch up and jump on the car.
But it's on Michelin tires.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
it's okay.
It's okay.
It's difficult. It will be difficult, but it's okay.
I think it will be fine. I mean,
it's
probably
not so
a bit tired after the week in the race from the day before, but in the end, I'm also third driver. And third driver role in IMSA is like Sebring. I'll probably do 3 hours in the beginning of the race, or unless I'm feeling really well and it's going really well, maybe they'll ask me to do more in the end. But
but don't underestimate, because I did this last year and I went from the P2. Okay, it was different as per release. I think on Michelin it gives you.
You did it?
Yeah, I mean I went from LMP2 in Fuji to the next weekend Valencia with the Audi.
Like that.
No,
but this I'm used to it. I honestly don't have any problems with that. For sure, like back to back, a day one to the other, it will be a bit strange. But
you need a few laps.
Yeah, but I know this feeling. I had this in the past, but I don't have this anymore. I can literally jump in the car, and after a lap, I feel fine.
Okay.
Not saying I will be banging straight away pole lap, but it doesn't feel weird like you mentioned. So, but I'm not too worried about that. Should be a fun weekend, and then I think we stay. Maybe Jacqueline is coming one or two more days Dunedin, because we like to be there, and then it's gonna be busy with a lot of testing, a lot of simulator. Still a bit of a question mark if I'm doing Nürburgring or not, because it's already a busy period. And if I do that, then it's really going to be like 2 very busy months. But we'll see.
Yeah, that would be nice if you do Nürburgring. I mean, I'm doing a DTM race.
I saw.
In Vanthoor. Will be interesting.
I hope you'll do better than me.
I don't think it will be very difficult, but no, it's cool. I mean, I'm personally not a big fan of it, so I would, if they ask me and I have to do it, I will do it. But to do this one-off race, I'm really
one-off is quite cool,
looking forward to it. I'm very motivated to try and do my job as best as possible to help. I mean, we'll see where they are at that stage of the season with drivers and Sheldon, if I can do something. But of course, I will try to do my best. because they're now also on Pirelli tires, because it's adducting.
Ah, okay.
So it's actually it's the same thing as adduct now, just with a pit stop, which is as quick as possible.
I haven't followed it at all.
So,
I read a bit about it in the beginning, and now I haven't followed it.
No, they will. It's taken over, and then now they have, I think, a 1 hour race, because it was before, wasn't it, a 1 hour race? Yeah. And then you have a pit stop, but same, just different tires now. So, no, looking forward to that as well.
Nice. For you, some of you have been following us on social media, a bit of a question, like who should we have as next guests on the show, which was actually very interesting.
Also, interesting to see. I think you told me that. Well, you said your friend Mauro that didn't like it, but he actually wouldn't mind to come over.
No, yeah. Now this is one point. We had our next episode is with Tom Bowen, a cyclist, because we already recorded it, and we already made plans with Earl Bamber, Kevin Estra. You told me a week ago he told you that he will come. Rossi.
I asked him very nicely. We were doing the team picture on Elbow Forest, this corner, and Vincent actually started it. He said like, "Yeah, but you told me that you would arrange this," and I was like, "Yeah, I'll show you." And then I said, "Vale, I have a small question. You want to maybe join our podcast?" And they're like, "Yeah, very nice. Yeah, I will come, no problem."
Did he know about it?
Yeah. He knows. Why? I don't think he watches it, but he know that we are doing it. Huh? And I said, well, I mean, if we, for example, when you're in Spa, we can do it. Either we can come. I mean, then probably we have to make the effort to maybe go there or whatever. But I think it would be very cool too if he would do it. Yeah. A lot of nice questions and stories.
I even had, and this would be a fun episode, because I tagged him and he said, yeah, fine, René Rast, he would like to do it as well. And Mauro as well said, yeah. And honestly, I said Mauro, but I respect him a lot, and I think it would be a very funny conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
And also, I think if you can do one with Kelvin and Sheldon together, would be fun.
They would be also very open for this.
Jordan Taylor would be, he also wrote with him. Renger van der Zande said he would come by as well. So the only dilemma which we have a bit is, I mean, we have a podcast and we have YouTube. And the podcast is easy. We can take the mic and the system and go to Alibaba and sit on the ocean and record one.
Very nice.
Good idea. But the filming is, maybe it's me because I'm a bit of a knob that I always wanted to be like this. And I mean...
It's not a knob, it's just your illness. But maybe if you want to be open now, you can be.
But yeah, a lot of those people are not going to come to Belgium to record a podcast with us unless they are in Spa or Zolder, which doesn't happen every week. So we're kind of thinking, when we go to Le Mans, I mean, between a test and a race, there's 2 or 3 days where a lot of people are, where we can record some nice podcasts. The question is, do we film it then there where it looks different, or we don't film it, but
something we still have to check and look how we do it best to make it also as nice as possible, because it's
YouTube. YouTube, there's an equal amount of almost than for example just Spotify and YouTube are the same. And they have still Apple and all the others, but so it's also a lot where a lot of people are watching, let's say. So.
I think it's always cool to do it with a video because you can just see the expression and
maybe we should do a simpler video than just one camera or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. You can, even if you do it still has to be a decent quality, and we want to say on a phone, but if somebody is walking around with an iPhone 5, then it's going to be difficult. But
we are sponsored by Photo-Bains with Canon.
Oh yeah. Probably have to cut it out.
And Sacred Coffee. So that was the advertisement. Thank you, Dries. We can take the camera with us. It's very easy. Just a bit more hassle and cutting afterwards. Maybe we can ask our sister to cut the videos.
Yeah, she's doing that. I thought she was a dietist.
Yeah, but she has a lot of experience with YouTube and videos. And
she had her own YouTube. Sorry, Jill, didn't know. Oh, I forgot.
And she's actually doing some social media. And she had some social media for me in Daytona.
She did for you?
A little bit, just trying, and then she will do in Sebring as well.
No way.
Yeah? You didn't know this?
No, but you know this? In this family, I mean, everybody, my dad, my mom, don't care. I am the last guy who ever gets told anything. If it's from a flat tire to I found a new hat or to I don't know,
Dog
doesn't
died.
matter. Yeah, also this. Fortunately, I am always the last guy, but I got used to it. I mean, it's part of life. Even for the dinner.
Let's talk about it. Open up.
I mean, I accepted it. You know, I accept my position in the family, and I will take it. I will never forget it, but I will just accept it.
Okay.
For
we're
sure
having a
tonight
family
when we
dinner
go for
tonight.
tonight. Yeah. You moron! What did you say?
Oh.
But luckily, it's only coming out in a few weeks, so it doesn't know.
Next
I don't
week.
care, to be honest. I mean, I can really open up about it. Actually, I feel a bit, I'm joking.
You want to speak about it? I can be your therapist. Breathe in, Dries. Tell me your issue.
No, I'm okay. I put it next to me and I accept it.
Next to you. Left or right?
Right.
Okay. I think we had enough bullshit for tonight. No, so yeah, that was it, I think. Like we said, our next episode was with Tom Bonen. It's already recorded. It was a very interesting one. Yeah, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to give us some ratings and reviews and share it with your friends, your
Yes.
mistresses, your wives, whoever.
Exactly.
So we get a bit more popular. Make
Yes.
us feel better.
Yes.
Gets over Dries' complexes by being told last in the family.
I got used to it. I mean, I don't mind.
You should
Even
do a
also from my
meditation.
from my mom's side, with you. No, never mind. I mean, I like. I
They're
really.
just worried about you.
No, I know.
They don't want to
That's
upset
why
you.
I never get told anything because they're so worried that if I tell me that I don't know.
They don't want to upset you.
But you know what? Honestly, it doesn't matter because I think when I will be 56, they will-
56.
56,
56 or 57. Or
65, doesn't matter. I will still not get told because they probably still don't think that it will hurt me. You know what I mean? They say now that they don't want to say it to me because they think I probably take it as a moron or whatever. So maybe when I'm 65, it will be still the same. Because, I don't know.
you're still moral.
Exactly.
Okay, dinner tonight's gonna be exciting. We should maybe do a
There
vlog
was a
there.
there was a dinner tonight.
Okay.
No, this one I knew. I thought I was first, but at the end I found out I was last again. I'm not kidding.
No, but actually, the real is my dad's dog died a week ago, and he called me and Gilles and even my mom.
My girlfriend.
Yeah,
she
your
called-
girlfriend, my mom, and they're not together anymore. To tell anyone, and they didn't want to tell you because they were worried that you were going to be too sad for the race, and then you saw it on Instagram.
Oh my god. I mean, yeah, that's why I say maybe when I'm 65, they will still not tell me. But anyway, I
Okay.
mean, I accept it.
Dries accepted. That's going to be the title of the podcast.
That's a good one.
Thank you for listening.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Speak to you in 2 weeks.